Alright, me again. Yep, general subject kind of video. Ethics and morality kind of crap. Values. Two videos. Professor Anton. Two that I remember. And then, let's see, yeah, that Russian guy. Made a whole video basically pointing out how, yeah, okay, life is kind of stupid. This is stupid, that's stupid. It's a fix, it's a rig. The system is using us. We're getting abused. And then basically said, yeah, I don't think there's anything of value in the universe, and I will just look out for myself. I mean, you're just like, how the fuck how do you get there from here? Somebody even made a comment on my last video, I think, something about like nihilism. Why do people assume that if you think life sucks, you automatically become some sort of illogical asshole who thinks it only sucks for you, or thinks that you can somehow escape accountability for your existence, or I don't know how people are doing this logic. There's no logic to it. You have to acknowledge your reality. Your reality is you are not the only conscious instrument in the universe. There are, I mean, even if you don't acknowledge the welfare of animals, you have to acknowledge the welfare of humans as semi-equals. Well, maybe you don't. I mean, maybe people find some way to rationalize around that somehow. Like they feel twice as or 10 times more than the other guy. So maybe all they do is the family thing. Maybe that's it for them. It really is. They are that, backward. I'm a stupid Cro-Magnon. I mean, how can you possibly think that way, logically? I'm not saying you should feel any other way. We certainly have our bigotries in terms of how we feel about things. I mean, if I'm got two people on a cliff, my sister and somebody else that I don't know, I'm certainly going to be profoundly emotionally troubled by that circumstance. And it's going to be hard for me to exercise rational judgment. I'm going to be prejudiced and bigoted. But if I know it going into the circumstance, if it's not a surprise circumstance, well, then I could get my brain prepared to do the right thing, and I can be disciplined. And I guess that's what I'm arguing here, is if you're going to talk philosophy, you're going to talk about what is the true circumstance, that's got to be a different conversation than, well, how do you feel about it? I mean, how you feel about it and what the truth is have got to be two different things. And if they're not, you're making a logical mistake somewhere. You're either biologically bizarre, in that you don't have any food preferences or, boner preferences or any kind of preferences, or, you're just totally, your brain is just totally a servant to your feelings. And no matter what is logical, doesn't matter, you'll just make your brain reinforce you, validate you, perfect you. So anyway, it's hard to classify Professor Anton. I mean, he seems to talk like he gets this, the other thing, but he doesn't talk about the other like the other has any reality or any real value. So in some sense, he almost talks. Well, he almost said it in this last video. He almost basically just said, the only thing I see is my life. I can't see the other. I can't see the future. I can't see the past. I don't witness any of those things. Therefore, they're not part of my reality. So I'm just going to live my reality, And if I feel like doing something, I'm going to do it. So there was a bit of hedonism in his rhetoric. It's always kind of veiled and made pretty, but it's there. And so he asked the question, what would you die for? I mean, there's logical questions. Let's say I'm a soldier. I've signed up to be a soldier. Or I've been drafted, whatever, it doesn't matter. And I'm sitting on a front line. And somebody gives me irrefutable evidence. Just rock solid, hard facts. Demonstrating that if I take a risk where I only have a 1 in 100 chance of surviving, But if I take that risk, there's a guarantee that 10 of my fellow soldiers won't get killed. That there'll be 10 more survivors at the end of the war if I take that risk. Am I logically to draw any other conclusion about what the right thing to do is? And let's not say what I will do. Let's just argue about what the right thing to do is, because we know what that is in that circumstance. The right thing to do is to recognize you're not better than those 10 other guys. You know, and that the math, the logic is irrefutable and inescapable. And we're faced with that in subtle ways in our life all the time. And, you know, this idea that you're just going to call it, well, that's evil science. Evil science telling us we have to be servants. No, we have to be servants to the truth. And the truth, like I said, if you're not going to acknowledge the practical fact that your ego is not evidence of anything but your own problem, your own psychological problem, and it doesn't make you better, and that we're going to analyze this maze game, this little chessboard, whatever you want to call it, and if you're going to keep saying, but that's my pawn, that's my pawn, that's my pawn, it's a special, see, my rock, this is my rock, I know you can't tell it from any of these other rocks, but that's my rock, that's my rock, that's my special rock, that rock has to make sure that rock doesn't get killed. So kill all these other rocks, but don't kill this rock, because that's my rock, that's my rock, that's my rock, that's my rock. I mean, that's what you people are talking like. Like somehow you're better, somehow your rock needs to get to the better path, the safer route. You know, it needs to be a general in the background. No. I mean, that's just bullshit. So, I mean, I keep arguing that we're living right here, this little tiny hunk of rock, and there's this future thing. Lots of rocks in the future. Whole bunch of rocks. And that we can do things now that'll make their existence so much better. Or we can do things that'll make their existence so much worse. And to deny that simple math is, I can't express how somebody can't get it. What are you missing? How do I mean, I laugh at it because I'm like, why do I have to explain to people that they're not the center of the universe? That they're not the only game piece on the board? Why should I have to explain that to them? Why should I have to explain to them that the same value they place on their existence can only be rationally applied to all things that have the same basic character that they have? All of them, unfortunately, you can't tell them apart logically. You can't come up with some, rational standard that'll make one worth it and another one not worth it. And I hate being so redundant, but damn it, I've said it in at least 10 videos now. Oh shit, I'm going to forget what I said in 10 videos. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one. That too, but that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, damn it, I don't remember it. Hopefully it'll show up. It's gonna bug me though. Shit. Now I thought about when I was looking at them plants. They're all the same. You can't distinguish one from the other by any rational standard. Sorry, Band-Aid. Yeah, with a storm coming. Hopefully I'll get home before it hits. But I probably won't. But it doesn't matter. Alright, now I'm totally distracted. They just cut all the green in here. Big truck came through here. Making messes. Anyway. So where was I? Yeah, just not be able to get this. That there's just a simple biological that's not even biological. There's just a truth of equality in substance, in every attribute that matters, in every capacity that matters. Oh, this is the part. Yeah, that your brain, your scheming, path making, conniving, cure AIDS kind of thing. You know, your brain that can work for yourself. It might as well work for anything that can feel, anything capable of being harmed. I mean, that's the logical thing to do, is to just to give your brain the mission to say, hey, don't keep paying attention to this guy you're glued to, because you're just glued to him for no good reason. I mean, he didn't earn it. You're just glued to him. So get unglued, you know, as much as you can, and realize that your logic and your intelligence has to see the whole game. It has to understand that if it does something really dumb, you know, 100 other pawns can get totally fucked over in ways you'd never want to get fucked over. So if you just can't do to others, you know, what you don't want done to yourself, to go back to this silly book. But I mean, damn it, it's a piece of logic. It's just a piece of logic. You can't win by consuming something of equal value to yourself. You can't do it. It's just not that kind of game. Alright, so you can only win in terms of, yeah, you'll have a smile on your face, but that's not going to matter. Your smile at somebody else's suffering isn't worth anything. So, this is bullshit. Oh, dogs. Hey, how you doing? Hey, pup. Back at it. How you doing? So whatever. Yeah, same old routine. Same old people. Anyway. Okay, so, yeah, I think I mean, there's probably a better way. There's got to be another way to argue this. This does sound kind of redundant even to me. Even to me? I mean, it should be redundant to me, as I have seen all my videos. But anyway, so maybe there's some other way to get to people, but this idea of I mean, morality is a dumb word, so let's just throw that one in the garbage. But the idea that there's no ethics or no value equation, we use that term, there's a value equation to your life. You will have an impact on other sentient creatures. The game will be different because you're in it. Alright, that's just a fact. And it can be profoundly different or just slightly different, but it's going to be different. And there's going to be all kinds of chain reactions and interactions. And lives will be altered. And you have to take responsibility for that. Especially, you have to take responsibility when you're willfully denying logical imperatives. When you're willfully rationalizing excuses, you know, to cheat. And like I said, I don't even care. I don't care. You know, if you want to be an asshole, be an asshole. Be a meat eater. Be an abuser even. Go ahead. But just don't defend your behavior. Don't sit there and try to make an argument that that's what life is, being a nihilistic, selfish asshole that just, you know, perpetuates the insanity. And Professor Anton just keeps talking like that's not even a question. You don't even ask the question. Should we keep making radioactive zombie jack-in-the-boxes? No, let's not even ask that question. That's verboten. Can't ask whether we should keep making zombie radioactive jack-in-the-boxes. You know, they were here before we got here, so they must be valuable. They must be useful. And that's just like, so give up. That's just such a cop-out. We have power now. We have intelligence. We have understanding. It's our ball game now. We are responsible for it. In a sense, we have saved life's life. And now we're responsible for it. We're making it. It's our baby. Yeah, that's the way it's our baby. And we gotta do the right thing, or we're condemnable. And I know being condemned isn't going to scare you nihilist motherfuckers, but the fact is in a way, you're going to be your own slave. It's just as stupid as slavery. You don't escape it. Consciousness endures it. Alright? So someday you're going to wake up in the pile of shit. And you're going to know it's a pile of shit. And you're going to be saying to yourself, well, why didn't somebody fix this fucking pile of shit? And the answer was going to be, is because when you had the chance to do it, you ran away. You copped out. You selfishly decided that your delusions are more important than the welfare of your future self stuck in the mire and mess that you've sentenced it to. Sentenced. Damn, this speaking thing. It too. Anyway. Walking and talking is apparently too much trouble. Too complicated for me now. I'm gonna need a wheelchair. Yeah, wheelchair and talking. Yeah, maybe that'll work. A motorized one. Yeah, with a little comfy cushion. Yeah, that'll work. Need some big treads though. Anyway, so enough of a video. Wind's starting to pick up, but there's no clouds yet. Well, no big ones. But you can feel the doom in the air. Yeah, it's coming for me. What else? Yeah, that's about it. Wise Monkey, yeah. I made some other video about going back to college and solicited people's opinions. Look, if you're gonna go bother doing the college thing, you do the hard science, you know. Do it the real way. You know, don't be using no dildo of social this and all this other these bullshit. Those degrees are fake. They're just fake. So get a real degree. I mean, learn something real. Don't be reading a bunch of pissy pants bullshit. Goddamn historical nonsense and call it an education. So yeah, get the real degree. Blah blah blah. Alright, now it's enough of a video. Until next time and such. I mean, these fucking goddamn town workers, right? I fixed this fucking thing and they come through here with their fucking truck and they fuck the thing up again. Fucking bastards. Wow, pretty cool. Yeah, I fixed it. Anyway, okay, let me just, I have to get across here without falling down. Alright, so, I was thinking, I put the Band-Aid on here just to see if there's that much difference in the volume. Figure I'll test while I'm here. Figure I'll give me an excuse to edit this video, so I'll speed it up just a little bit too. Save you a couple of minutes maybe. And we'll see how that goes. What else? Cheshire over there, looking lovely over there in Cheshire, but we're not going there today. So anyway, yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm being tedious. But this really is irritating. This whole YouTube experience is a little bit frustrating. That the conversations are just so disconnected. So hard to keep them moving in one direction. They just kind of meander, and then they turn back around and meander, and they come back around and meander, and that doesn't sound productive. Look at the mess these fuckers made. Anyway, I mean, they should know better to cut the grass after we've had like 756 inches of rain. Jeez. Anyway, I think they could find something else to do. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, this whole ethics thing, because we go over it and over it, and then we'll come back to it, and then we'll go over it and over it, and go back to it, and I just don't see any. What's the counter argument? I guess I have to make a debate page on the fact that sentience has value. Duh. That feelings, the welfare of a feeling creature, as at the core of anything and everything that you point to and say that thing has value, it only has value because it's going to in some way affect a feeling thing. Period. And yeah, I know some people, like I said, some people, think humans are the only thing that feels, which is really dumb. What are you going to do? And then there's other people who think, this tree is feeling the bugs eating its bark, and it's feeling the fact that I believe that is actually it may well be a chestnut tree. They're all doomed to die. They all die before they ever chestnut. Was there some disease here? But they keep growing because they just keep growing from the old tree's roots. So it's kind of bizarre that we have a bunch of chestnut trees, but they never grow chestnuts. So, anyway, but that's a whole different story, isn't it? It's probably a different story. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. This used to all be peach trees. There was peach trees everywhere in this town. And they all got some kind of blight. But, I've never seen a peach tree in Mendham. It's just kind of funny. And it's like, the town, it was just, they even had a train. This is actually where the train used to go through. That's where this path is from. So there used to be a little train that, went about 100 miles between all these different little towns. And, she'd pick up the peaches because the point was wagons were really rough on peaches. They'd bounce them all to pieces and they get all bruised. But a train was smoother and you could carry a lot more. And so they financed the train on peaches. And it was really disappointing that they, after, let me think, I guess it was before World War I, they ran out of money and they trashed the whole thing. It was just very sad because they, it would be really great to have that little charming train. So anyway, that's a side story. Way side story. That's like way side story. So what was I? Yeah, ethics. Value. Yeah, so value. So value is about things that can feel. And ethics is about value. And that's sort of the end, right? Morality is sort of about doctrine. And there's few absolute statements you can make about about behavior specifically. Like, thou shalt not steal or something. It's just kind of stupid because there's circumstances where stealing is going to make sense. But the idea, thou shalt not cause more harm to creatures than comfort. Now that's a doctrine that you can live by. That's like the golden rule thing. That's not really a doctrine, it's just a guiding principle that do unto others. But the net end is to play the game in the interest of the players. To leave the game better than when you got here. And if you're not doing that, you're failing. And that's the only ethics you need to understand. And then all you have to do is do the math. And it's pretty easy to calculate. And as human beings, we're just totally, in so many ways, especially civilized humans, our life is so dependent on crushing and smashing and destroying and exploiting, that is just fail all over the place. It's almost impossible to live a Western life ethically, to accomplish the task without taking, in terms of misery from the world, more than you'll ever give back in terms of comfort. So, but anyway, but lots of equations, and some of them are preposterously complicated, really. So there's just it's not about doctrine, but it's just about understanding. Some things we know with a high probability are going to cause harm, like drunk driving. So you know not to do it. There might be a circumstance where you'll drunk drive and kill a mass murderer. But we know that's not the probability. We know overall, in the long term, drunk driving is not cost effective. It's not minimally efficient. And we can put lots of things in that not minimally efficient category. Just about everything. But anyway, so enough said. Just about everything short of, just about everything except preventing need machines from being created. That's a win all over the place. You can't lose almost. But anyway, joking aside, that's the dilemma here. Is that the easiest way to prevent the harm is not to create the vulnerability to the harm. Yeah, game over. Anyway, sorry, preposterously long video, but you've earned it. Or something like that. Anyway, till next time. Enough, I will enjoy my walk in peace without this jackass yammering at me. Very nice. Didn't rain on me. Went swimming, very nice. Cold, but nice. And yeah, that's about it. Till next time.